Okay, first off, let me show you my new overhead setup. You know I've got that other one. So when I'm doing like this and shooting with that other camera over there. Okay, so now when I'm doing music tutorials, I have an overhead over here so that I can mount my camera here or mount a camera there, and it will be looking down on this board here. See? So I do a shot of this and then a shot of me with this camera, and then I do a screen record. That's pretty much it. Okay, so let me get back to the point. All right, this is gonna be hopefully pretty fast, but typically when I say I'm gonna go through a video pretty quickly, it doesn't really work out like that. So, you know, I had the GVM slider, which was a great slider. I've had 2 or 3 other sliders that serve their purposes as well. But a few things that the GVM did not do, and I really wanted, caused me to want to upgrade. Now, GVM did come out with another slider that did more of the things that I wanted to do, but it did not do face tracking, which the Arc II does. The Arc II is not a slider, but it works in conjunction with the Rhino sliders to give you, different slide functions on different axes. And even without a slider, it does the face tracking. That's the main reason I wanted it. I can tell you that overall I'm happy with the purchase, but it does fail to deliver on some of the things that they advertise it to do. For instance, the app, lots of things in the app, and it's iOS only. That's another negative for me, so I have to use my iPhone for that. Certain features in the app are not functioning yet. They're still working on it. Certain things in the Arc II standalone, because you can do a lot of programming with just the joysticks right on it, aren't working properly. Things that come to mind right now are sometimes like if I set a movement to loop, it does not loop. That happens with the Arc II standalone as well as with the app. Sometimes if I set it to not loop, it loops. That happens with the Arc II as well as with the app. When I'm setting my points, it gives you the option to set 2 points in a movement. They said they're gonna add more movements at some point. It's been about a year and they still haven't done that. Anyway, that's not a big deal to me at this point. But sometimes when you tell it you wanna start the movement, you set point 1, you set point 2, then you say start the movement, and what it does is it moves from point 2 back to point 1, which is where you can start the movement from. However, when it's moving back to point 1, even after it meets the marker, the Arc II, for some reason, cannot tell that it's met the marker. So it just stops and it just keeps searching for point 1 for the start point. And it'll just sit there forever. Still haven't figured out what the difference is there. Setting up slides with let me show you this, hold on. Let me get rid of all of this crap. Okay, so I also got the high speed and the high torque motors. This is the flywheel for manual sliding. Great little piece here if you want to do everything manually. These are not from Rhino. These are my new tripods. They replaced those huge light stands that I use. The light stands work well, except for they don't have adjustable legs. Tripods do, and the light stands have to have a minimum height of about 3.5 feet, maybe more. I needed something that would get lower if I needed to and higher if I needed. So these go from, I think, about 9 inches flat on the ground up to about 5 feet. It's pretty good range. Anyway, so I got the high torque motor, the high speed motor, the flywheel. This is the old end piece. I don't remember what that's called. I'll probably add that later in the description or add it in just captions. I have the 42-inch cable. Each of these motors comes with a 42-inch and a 24-inch. My other 42 and 24 are just in storage somewhere. This is a shutter release cable for doing time lapses. Works pretty well with the Arc II. And my handy bag here. This Rhino Armor Bag is awesome because it has this little part right here that you can unzip to open this up, and you can keep the Arc II mounted on your slider all the time. Okay. What I have done is I have left my quick release plates on here full time. I hardly ever use the feet, the adjustable feet that are already on the Arc. You can use that and they work very well, but I typically use these with my tripods. So I just leave this on here for a quick setup. I also have, if I want to do a center mount, which I don't really see myself ever doing again, I have a larger quick release for my larger tripod here. One more thing that I got was this DC coupler. What this is for like if you're shooting really lengthy time lapses, your camera can run out of battery power. You could just plug it into an outlet if you're indoors or have access to an outlet, or you could power your camera with the Arc II by plugging this into the Arc II. This I purchased directly from Rhino. Okay, the problem with this thing is that I don't know if this is total garbage or if the Arc II just doesn't have a good output. But once the Arc II's battery gets down to about 70 to 75%, it will no longer power my camera. I've tried this with the 90D, I've tried it with all 3 of my 80Ds. Same issue. I also looked at the forums on Facebook for Rhino users, and other people have had the same issue, and Rhino hasn't come up with a solution yet. So basically right now, don't buy this. Save yourself the 30 bucks, whatever it costs, because it's a garbage setup. It doesn't help at all. You're stuck using batteries or finding an outlet to plug your camera in for continuous power, whatever you can do. Okay, let me show you these before I wrap this up. These are really inexpensive tripods. I'll have to put the link in the description because I thought they were going to be total garbage when I got them because they were so inexpensive, but they work very well. One thing I did with these is come with a different quick release setup. I took those off and put the type that I use on there. These allow you to lock your legs out like this for a really low setup, or you can lock them at different positions and then extend them with all of these. Like I said, I think it goes up to about 5 feet. So these have come in very, very handy, and I will get back to y'all and show you some slides that I've done with it and show you how I set them up. I'm gonna do everything without the app the first time around, and when I get my iPhone back, I will show you what I can do with the app. That's pretty much it. It's my new slider setup. Deuces.